What's going on, guys? This is Aaron from Departures Capital. We're here with Adam MELNIK, CEO and Director of Zacapa Resources. Nice to have you on today, Adam. How are you doing?
Very well, Aaron. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much for hosting.
Yeah, for sure. So to start this off, I've got a question for you. So how did you become the CEO of a junior exploration company, and how did you get involved in the mining industry?
Perfect place to start, Aaron. Thank you very much for the question. I'm extremely grateful to have managed to be a part of this industry for the past 15 years. I've moved progressively from engineering roles through to investment banking and corporate roles within the sector. My passion for the industry began while studying geological engineering at the University of Waterloo and interning at a number of mines and engineering companies across Canada. Post engineering, during the global financial crisis, I completed my MBA in finance and invested in mining and mineral exploration companies, and actually worked underground in gold mines to pay for my degree. After graduation, I worked for Canaccord Genuity on its mining equity research team in Toronto, and was fortunate enough to be relocated with Canaccord to London, where after a period of time, I pivoted into a corporate development and strategy role with Vedanta Resources. Vedanta is the 5th largest mining company that at the time was listed in London. I have 25 mines and operations internationally, and I was very fortunate to have had the opportunity to work alongside Anil Agarwal, who was the founder and chairman of the company, and his CEO, Tom Albanese, who was previously at Rio Tinto, and the company's head of M&A, Cynthia Carroll, who was the previous CEO of Anglo American. Following my period of time at Vedanta, I worked with Pembridge Resources, which is another London-listed mining company that was working on a transaction with Capstone Mining for its Minto copper mine here in Canada, in Yukon. And through that transaction, I established a very strong network here in Vancouver, especially in the junior end of the market. And I feel very privileged to have had the opportunity to be tapped on the shoulder and invited to lead Zacapa. I really enjoy working with interesting, hardworking, and adventurous people on highly prospective copper and gold projects in the US. These are two commodities and a jurisdiction that I understand extremely well.
That's great to hear. So Zacapa Resources is a gold and copper exploration company, as you mentioned, with projects in Arizona, Nevada, and Idaho. Can you tell us a bit more about the company?
Absolutely, I would love to. So Zacapa is a new copper and gold exploration company. We are based in Vancouver. We've just listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange Venture, and our ticker is ZACA. The company was actually founded by our executive chairman, Ian Slater, who, along with his technical advisors, originated 6 projects within the portfolio in early 2021. The projects within Zacapa include porphyry copper exploration projects at Red Top, Pearl, and Dewdrop Moon, and epithermal gold projects at South Bullfrog and Miller Mountain. We also have a very large inferred resource at a copper moly project in Colorado called Tamichi. Importantly, I believe in any organization to be financially well-positioned, it's also important to be intellectually well-positioned, and we're blessed to have some extremely great people inside of our company, especially at our board level. So as I mentioned, Ian Slater is our executive chairman. He founded this company along with a number of other mineral exploration companies within this industry, and has an esteemed 25-year career in a background in accounting, and has a number of publicly listed companies that have been performing extremely well over the past 18 months. Along with Ian, we have James Hines, who is the founder of Repurio Resources and Core Mining, as well as its spinco Karis Gold and Stronghold Silver, which had a very interesting year last year. Alongside Ian and James, Mark Boisonneau recently joined the company post-retirement from Glencore. Mark was the head of nickel for Glencore, and we're really happy to have him involved. He's bringing a lot of best practices to our organization. And last but not least, Jay Sugier is our legal representative. He's a partner at Ferris and has been supporting us extremely well with our listing and proceedings. So Zacapa's most recent financing was completed in the first half of 2021 in support of this IPO. We raised over $9 million at 50 cents a share, which is expected to support the company's work plan for 2022. As well, another significant change that was made within the company was the appointment of a new and empowered management team, including our Vice President of Exploration, Dr. Timothy McIntyre. Tim has an esteemed career. He's got his PhD from the Colorado School of Mines, focusing on sedimentary copper deposits, which he studied the first Quantum's Kansanshi deposit during his PhD, and worked for over 5 years with Ivanhoe Mines in DRC on its Kamoa-Kakula discovery and the Western Forelands, and was most recently an exploration consultant with Rio Tinto in Zambia. We're very happy to have Tim involved. Also, our CFO, Lisa Pedersen, joined the company around the same time that I did in Q3 2021. And together we're pushing on all fronts to ensure that we can create substantial shareholder value.
Oh, that's great to hear. It sounds like you've got quite the team. So why did Zacapa Resources choose to enter the public markets at this time?
That's a great question, Aaron. I think it's really important to point out here that we are in the midst of a significant copper bull market. $4 copper is here to stay. Goldman Sachs sees copper well over $5 a pound by 2030 as a widening greater than 25% supply-demand deficit increases due to the rapid scaling of the new energy economy, really. Electric vehicles, renewable energy, and the related energy infrastructure is really going to underpin copper especially for the next 10 years. As well, if you look beyond 10 years, the World Bank and the International Energy Agency are forecasting that the world will need more than 200% more copper by 2050 to help decarbonize and electrify the world economy. Importantly, the gold price is extremely stable here, around $1,800 an ounce. Has been moving upwards as a bit of an inflation hedge, will remain a tangible asset that's highly sought after globally for portfolio diversification and a safe haven from less responsible governments and central banks. I think if you look more recently at the markets, we're seeing a pretty significant flight to real assets and some reallocation into cyclical sectors like metals and mining, which Zacapa is exploring for in safe, mining-friendly jurisdictions within the U.S. And importantly, crypto and Bitcoin perhaps are seeing a little bit less interest. And there are 4 potential rate hikes from the U.S. Fed that is definitely indicating that inflation is not necessarily transitory, and we'll need a solution following the exceptional period of stimulus in the global response to the COVID pandemic. So if I can quickly summarize, Aaron, it is an ideal time for Zacapa to be entering public markets because the demand for copper has never been more powerful. It is time to grow the awareness of the world-class work that our talented exploration team is doing. And it's very important that we continue to attract the best talent, service providers, and partners to our team to accelerate our understanding of our projects that have tier 1 discovery potential. And ultimately, we want to grow this company.
No, that sounds great. So what sets Zacapa apart from other gold and copper exploration companies in the US?
I'm really proud of our company's property positions. I believe they're incredibly compelling. We're very proximal to major past producing and operating mines and world-class development projects within established mining-friendly jurisdictions. For example, the company is currently drilling at its Red Top porphyry copper project that is located within 8 kilometers of Rio Tinto and BHP's Resolution copper project that hosts is one of the giant porphyry copper deposits in Arizona that hosts more than 1.8 billion tons at 1.3% copper equivalent, right in the heart of the Laramide copper province that more regionally hosts over 200 billion pounds of copper. We've got a great address there. If I can give you another example, Aaron, the company's second porphyry copper target in Arizona is its Pearl project, which is adjacent and contiguous with BHP's San Manuel Kalamazoo mine, which was a highly productive mine, which closed in the early 2000s only due to low copper prices. It is another one of the 5 giant plus billion ton porphyry copper deposits in Arizona. It hosted over 1.4 billion tons at 0.6% copper equivalent, had a very large open pit and 4 shafts to exploit the underground resource with block caving and in situ leaching. Another one of our porphyry copper targets in Nevada called Dewdrop Moon is within 10 kilometers to the south of Pumpkin Hollow, which I mentioned primarily because it's the most recently permitted copper mine within the US, and it's currently being mined by Nevada Copper. And Dewdrop Moon is within the same Yerington district that Pumpkin Hollow falls within, and that hosts regionally about 20 billion pounds of copper. So we've got fantastic postcodes and some great showings at surface, and great alteration sequences, and we're well capitalized to go and drill and explore these projects. And I think it's also quite important to mention that in terms of how Zacapa differentiates from other operators within the US, our culture is a meaningful differentiator because our company's management team is below the age of 40 and has global cross-commodity operating experience. And we've been encouraged and empowered to be entrepreneurial, transparent, collaborative, and deliver results, which is really refreshing in an industry that's not known for empowering younger people.
That is very true. So very interesting. The company just raised over 9 million. What can you tell our audience about this raise?
Happy to shed some light here, Aaron. So Zacapa did raise over $9 million, close to 9.5 million actually in the first half of 2021, which supported our listing on the Toronto Stock Exchange Venture. And importantly, it has allowed our team to progress its projects prior to listing the company. I really want to emphasize that our team has not been complacent, waiting for the company to list before deploying capital at our projects. We have been creating value for investors by advancing our exploration activities and even drilling our projects, and have importantly been aligning and preparing catalysts for investors and new potential shareholders to ensure that the company is well supported post-IPO. And from our perspective, the market is primarily interested in drill results. Those are the ultimate validation of great exploration science and the application of new exploration technologies, which is why Zacapa intends to drill at all of its exploration projects in the coming months.
So Zacapa is primarily focused on the Red Top Porphyry Copper project in Arizona. Why did you choose to acquire it, and what makes this project so exciting?
A great question, Aaron. We are really excited about this project. Zacapa is currently drilling at its Red Top Porphyry Copper project that is located within 8 kilometers of Rio Tinto and BHP's Resolution project. Because it is such a substantial local analog for potential success in our exploration program, Zacapa acquired the project through an option agreement with EMX Royalty Corp and is now the 100% owner of the project. We were attracted to the project primarily because Red Top exhibits widespread porphyry-style alteration right at surface with local intense alteration spanning an area of over 3 kilometers by almost 2 kilometers, which is a great surface signature. These intensely altered areas of quartz sericite, as well as zones of pyrophyllite, illite, and locally dicite, are analogous to the assemblages associated with the mineralization in the upper levels of the Resolution deposit. So a really strong analog there. And this alteration of mineralization at Red Top is interpreted as the expression of the upper levels of a now moderately tilted porphyry system, which has seen very limited historical exploration. So Zacapa has recently completed its first drill hole at Red Top, and we'll have a formal update for the market in due course. But importantly, we have drilled a large copper-bearing magmatic hydrothermal system with porphyry-style alteration and veining. Through the first hole, we have observed a transition from magnetite to pyrite to sphalerite and galena to chalcopyrite to bornite, with alteration dominated by quartz and sericite, indicating importantly that we have encountered the distal lower temperature parts of a hydrothermal system, which has given us the confidence to drill a second hole at this project. Importantly, this is our first hole as a new management team. We've drilled a highly prospective target down more than 1 kilometer, and we've seen significant mineralization, and it has given us the confidence to go and drill a second hole to try and target the center of this porphyry system. We really look forward to updating the market in due course.
For sure, it'll be interesting to watch that project. So Zacapa is also focused on the South Bullfrog gold project in Nevada. How is this project originated, and what is your plan for it this year?
So I'm immensely proud of our team of technical advisors, Aaron. They took the initiative to notice that no major had staked directly around Beatty, Nevada, which is in the heart of the Walker Lane trend, which is an extremely active district, got a lot of attention in 2021 with some substantial M&A activity with between Anglo-American and Anglo Gold Ashanti and Corvus Gold, who combined in over a $500 million deal right on our doorstep. So with Zacapa's support, our technical advisor seized the opportunity to establish a significant property position between Anglo Gold, Corvus Gold, Augusta Gold, and Core Mining. And the company's actually recently expanded its footprint in Beatty, Nevada, substantially. So the company's South Bullfrog epithermal gold project is right at the heart of the Walker Lane trend. It's adjacent and contiguous with Anglo Gold Ashanti's a newly consolidated Tier 1 play that could potentially host over 10 million ounces of gold, of which nearly 4 million ounces was acquired recently from Corvus Gold in a transaction valued at over 570 million Canadian dollars. Anglo Gold now views the Beatty district as a potential Tier 1 asset for the company and recently committed to developing a central heap leach processing hub with first production expected within 3 to 4 years. So it's really, really great to see a major investing on our doorstep here and being able to put assets quickly into production. It bodes well for the future of the district and our property position. So Zacapa completed 2 soil and stream sediment sampling programs and a mapping program, and is currently completing an extensive IP survey to get a better understanding of the fault and vein structures that exist on the property, particularly beneath areas of cover where we have a significant magnetic anomaly. And the company plans to drill its most compelling targets at this project later this year.
Interesting. So what's the long-term strategy for the company in 2022 and beyond? And what should investors keep their eye out for in the coming months?
Definitely. This is something I'm extremely passionate about driving forward. Zacapa's strategy for 2022 is to investigate all of its highly prospective projects with leading exploration technologies and exploration science, and subject to drill results and new interpretation, refine its portfolio and prioritize projects for further phases of evaluation in 2023. And fundamentally, Zacapa plans to deliver consistent drill results year-round from its highly prospective copper and gold projects in the US when 2 critical trends are at play. Number 1, major mining companies have strong balance sheets and are in net cash positions. They are paying significant dividends and scaling up their corporate development and exploration teams in preparation to return to growth and resource expansion through greenfield opportunities and acquisitions. And second, this is at a period in the new super cycle, if we can call it that, when copper prices are expected to remain strong and potentially melt up due to the impending copper supply shortage driven by the new energy economy, which involves the scaling up of electric vehicles, renewable energy, and the related energy infrastructure. And I believe wholeheartedly that Zacapa is extremely well positioned with its projects. It's very well capitalized financially and intellectually, and it's well guided by its board and well prepared to deliver on its strategy and create significant value for shareholders.
Yeah, I think it's a great time for you guys. Pretty excited to cover it. So finally, how can investors get in touch with you?
We're a very accessible team. Aaron, I would encourage all of your viewers to check our website, subscribe to our news alerts, and find us on all social media channels, and reach out to our investor relations team or myself personally at MELNIK at zacaparesources.com for additional information.
Wonderful, Adam. Well, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for all those updates and best of luck with everything. I look forward to covering your company.
Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate the support.
If you like these videos, kindly hit that subscribe button and the bell for notifications. Drop us a comment down below. We'd love to hear from you. And finally, always remember, Departures Capital is for information, education, and entertainment purposes only. Don't buy or sell a stock because you heard it on here. Buy or sell a stock because you've done your research, you've done your thorough due diligence, and you're making your own personal investment decisions for yourself. This video is not financial advice. Furthermore, this video may or may not have been sponsored by the companies that we've profiled within this video, and we may or may not own shares of any of the profiled companies in this video. If you want to know the full disclosure details, check the description down below along with thoroughly reading our disclaimer. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.